back in the room, guys.
There's only 3 of us today.
Episode 22.
Yeah, 22.
So it's myself, Jim, Chris, and Tom Ratty went to Legoland yesterday with his nephew. So,
nice.
Good on him.
Yeah.
Legoland's awesome.
Yeah, I've never been.
It's
to
expensive
Legoland.
though.
Yeah, no
I can
doubt.
imagine.
No doubt.
So what's
alright
up?
today?
What's up, guys?
We haven't wrote any agenda down yet.
Don't worry,
what
we're going to
happened?
free lab. I think first of all, we're going to have to
We're
go on about this
flying
frigging
blind.
weather again.
Yeah.
the weather.
What
Well,
is
we've got
going
a-
on?
We've got a cooling fan in the room with us
Yeah.
because it's that fucking hot.
Yeah.
So we're barely
It's
surviving.
buzzing, man.
We've had some lovely brownies from Claire. Thanks, Claire.
Yeah, they were nice, actually.
Good on you.
Very nice. Just sipping on some water.
I know it's. I've been doing some work in my house today, and for the last few days, taking a few days off work.
Yeah.
Friggin' hell, it's hot.
It's getting too hot.
I swear I've lost like 3 stone. I'm not
Guys,
exaggerating.
well, this kind of leads on to one of the stories I want to talk about today. Have you heard in Japan?
Yeah.
People are dying. It's so
Yeah,
hot.
yeah.
40 degrees.
Wow.
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh, we're
But you
moaning.
think though, like, obviously,
But is that a regular temperature?
Yeah,
at this time
I
of
don't
the
think
year?
no.
Japan
40
is hot, but
It's
it's
not
not
40
that hot.
degrees, surely.
no, it's people have died. Wait, I just
No, I
trying
know,
to
but it's
load
not
up.
normally 40 degrees,
No.
is it?
It says the country's been enduring. This is from the Sky News.
isn't it?
The country's been enduring the temperatures up to 40.7 degrees.
That's
wow.
hot in there.
40, that's ridiculous.
Nearly a week where
That's too hot.
thermometers have not dipped between 38. Jesus, and we think we got it bad.
That's constant.
That's a
innit?
lot.
Yeah.
That's-
Because the
bad.
ground don't. The ground doesn't.
But that must feel suffocating.
Yeah.
That must feel unbearable, especially at night.
Yeah.
How are you getting to sleep at night?
It says
Well,
30 people have died. Wow.
This is it, though, you know.
Did they say what is it like exhaustion or is it
just
just
heat stroke, I
stroke?
guess.
Heat stroke,
3,000
I suppose,
people. They've had 3,000 emergency calls
I mean, sure,
over
were they homeless people or were they?
over a 24-hour period.
That's crazy hot.
The
that,
youngest
isn't it?
known. Yeah,
Fucking
that's
hell.
hot.
I'm not going to complain now when
That's
it's like
hot.
28 degrees.
I know. I
I'm
know.
sweating like a pig sat on my sofa, just like
It's cooler in here, but it's still quite warm.
it's crazy.
That's hot, man. That's very, very hot.
Well, you go in the sauna, it's not 40 degrees, is it?
The
No.
thing about this country, like I've said a million times before, is where our weather is just so mediocre crap. Like,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
rain, a bit cold,
Yeah.
but we don't have extreme snow all that often,
No.
No.
so we're not
Oh, we
prepared.
did this year, though, didn't we?
That's what I'm saying, but that's why we just weren't prepared
Yeah.
for the snow.
I
And
brought a
it's-
snow
and it's-
shovel. I am now.
and it is the same with the heat.
Yeah.
You know, we don't usually get to enjoy,
No.
long periods of
Mm.
high 20s,
It's been
close
about
to
6
30s.
weeks, isn't it? 6 weeks of heat.
It was really funny. Do you know when it was snowing really bad?
Mm.
I said to Nick, Nick, will you go and get some salt? Do you know what she come back with?
Table
A
salt.
little frigging pot of salt about that
Yeah,
big.
but to be
Oh,
fair,
I'm like,
if you
come on,
said
what am I
to me,
gonna do?
Chris, if you said to
Yeah.
me, go and get some salt, or
Well, when it
if
was
you said,
when it was like 2 foot of snow,
oh well, yeah, obviously,
I would get more
you
than a
didn't,
little
you
pack
didn't
of
give
salt.
me that context.
Well, you'd
Thomas-
say grit, wouldn't you?
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
you
God!
didn't say salt.
You look at the
Go get a
confusion.
grit.
Salt, mate.
Didn't you have a little thing up the road from you?
Nah, that was
Like a little
Nick
grit
years
box?
ago.
No?
Years
we
ago.
used to have under the bottom of my
Yeah,
parents'
we-
street.
Someone
Grit
stole it,
box.
didn't they?
Did they?
Someone did. It's not
I
there
was just
now.
full of fucking Strongbow cans and syringes. They're still there.
But
Good Friday though, wasn't it?
but like you said, in different countries, we don't have the weather enough to adapt our lifestyles around
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
Because like you go abroad and it's all tiled and it's cool in there, but
Yeah.
you freaking come
There's
here.
some bastard who's got like a fucking snow plow and
Yeah,
an
I was.
aircon in his fucking shed somewhere, you know,
Laughing
ready to
his head
go.
off,
Bring it
yeah.
all on.
Well, when it snowed, I don't know if I said this to you, but when it snowed, the guy I borrowed Sean's snowplow. Well, he was in my garden for some reason, in my garage, so I was fine. But I was that guy, James, the one who was freaking all
Digging
over
everything
it.
out.
Ready for them.
Yeah, we dug everywhere.
Remember,
out.
we were trying to go to work, and there was these frigging arseholes walking right in the middle of the
the dicks when
on
they
a
do
hill, so
So
we
walk
couldn't
in the middle
go
of the road,
past
no.
them. Walk in the middle, and we just got enough momentum to get us going. We had to stop, and then we were
got
stuck.
stuck,
And
yeah.
those bloody
And they
bastards
just
just
walked
walked off and
Yeah.
left us. We're like, oh. Remember, this was years ago when me and Tom were trying to go to work in the morning, and we're going through the country lanes. There was this woman in this massive white Porsche Jeep. So me and Tom got stuck behind her because she couldn't get up the hill. And we gave her a little push and that, didn't she?
Yeah.
She just sped off and left
Left
us.
us.
In her,
And then
in
we
her
were
snow
stuck then.
dust. Didn't she?
Oh yeah, and she
So-
when she sped off, the snow actually went in my face.
Moral
So
of
I
the
didn't
story,
sort
Say,
of-
what's
don't-
the moral of this
Don't
story?
help any fucker in a Porsche.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
wave goodbye and crack on.
Yeah.
So anyway, go back to Japan. So they were saying it was, and Tom is
He's got his Japanese.
Just coincidentally.
Tom is showing off
Japanese
the
football
Japan
shirt.
It's alright,
shirt.
innit? It's quite a
Yeah,
smart
it's
shirt,
quite
innit?
yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, definitely heat stroke.
Yes.
I lived
Well,
in Japan.
it was as a direct result of the I said the story is heat wave kills 30 people in Japan, sweltering, record-breaking temperatures.
Yeah. Were they older, younger? Usually find
No,
out.
there's some younger person. The youngest person, it says here, the youngest victim is a 6-year-old boy
Yeah, I was gonna say.
who died following an outdoor class at his school. Jesus, if it's that hot, you keep him in, don't you?
Shade.
You sit him in front of the fan.
A lot of it is just
yeah,
stupidity.
you've
I
got to
know
use
it's
common
I know
sense.
it's unbearable heat, but a lot of it is just
Yeah,
staying cool, staying hydrated,
yeah.
and all the rest
'Cause
of it.
If like now, right? I've always taught like when you're on holiday and you're looking around at people and you go, oh, the locals, they're in their freaking shirts and freaking jumpers and stuff. We're doing it now when it's so hot. You do avoid the sun. Like I'm doing it
We're
now.
like a bunch of
God,
crabs,
yeah.
don't we?
You do, don't you?
Even
like
the kids took them on their bikes today,
Yeah,
and
they don't
they
want to
couldn't
know.
wait to get back home in the shade.
Yeah.
We were doing a mic check a few minutes ago, and Tom was out in the sun, wasn't he?
I was
Yeah.
boiling.
He was
It
dying.
was absolutely boiling. But it's true, and I always thought and this is the thing, we all think it'd be nice to live in a hot country and stuff. We always fantasize about it. But
Well, no, it would, because when you live in the likes of Spain, they got a pool.
yeah.
Air
The houses
conditioning, yeah.
are built,
Yeah.
they're
Bit of
white
wood,
buildings. You know, they have like lovely stone flooring.
Yes.
We got fucking carpet.
Yeah, carpet and
no
curtains.
pool.
Yeah.
Massive insulation. In your
Yeah.
Oh no, there's plenty of
exactly.
pools, James. There's
Well,
plenty of pools.
Oh yeah.
Piss pools.
Yeah, the busy pools.
But you know, so they are prepped for this kind of weather.
Yeah.
So I'd love to live in Spain.
But
or
don't you
something
think,
that.
like any temperature, if it's raining, if it's boiling, after a while, if it's always like that, it get annoying.
Yeah, but there's benefits to it, which you probably just take for granted, isn't
Yeah,
it?
Yeah.
you sit out at night, don't you? When it's
Yeah,
really
you
hot.
have a longer day. You get up, the sun's
Years
shining. It's
you do feel
beautiful.
better, don't you?
Scenery always looks beautiful when it's sunny.
Yeah,
you
it
know
does.
what I mean?
Well,
Apart from
Don't
all
get
the
me
yellow
wrong.
grass.
Don't get me wrong.
Our grass looks shit.
You would probably like to come back home from time to time, and
Yeah.
you probably would. But
yeah.
when you like to spend the majority of your time in a lush,
Oh
scenic,
yeah,
hot
yeah, of
country,
course. Yeah.
The worst place I've been, where we were backpacking in Thailand years ago, and we were in the jungle, and it was like 40 degrees, 38,
Yes, that's
40
too hot.
degrees, plus in the jungle. So it was like
really
walking.
muggy.
It was like, do you know when you've been in a shower, and you've
Yeah.
had a shower, and someone's had a shower, you've just gone in the bathroom after them?
It's just like
That,
thick and-
constantly.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm not exaggerating, you could empty your boot out of sweat.
Yeah, yeah.
It was,
Ugh.
and
Yeah, but again, you haven't got a pool next to you, right?
Yeah.
You know, it all depends where you are.
Yeah.
It doesn't it?
It was lush though, because
You
you could
haven't got
jump into the
aircon.
waterfalls and that.
They
You
should
know-
invent wetsuits that just keeps the cool water in though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So,
do you ever watch those programs? Like, I'm a massive like SAS You Tough Enough
oh,
program.
and he pisses me off with this, Chris, because he always
Go on.
goes.
Fucking hell, Chris.
No, he always
Gets me
goes.
in
Oh,
headlocks.
SAS, you tough enough, son. Watch it, Chris. I don't like it. Watch it. Oh, you don't watch anything good, and he has a go at me
Yeah,
for not watching
it.
the program.
No,
I don't want to
what I
watch.
always think though, you sit back with a cup of tea and some biscuits, don't you? And you're like, do some push-ups. I could do that. You forget it.
Run for 24 hours,
You-
piece of piss.
You forget that they've like run around for like 3 days with like
Yeah.
50 kilograms on their back
Yeah.
or
They-
something.
they-
It's
they-
50 to
yeah.
40 degrees. Like.
Well,
It's
they're stuffing 10 double cheeseburgers down our throats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's a
I was going to
challenge.
say
Piece
that.
of piss,
It's
look at
kind of like the
fucking
food
rubbish.
challenge, because every
Yeah.
single, without
It's mental,
fail,
isn't it?
every single person I've said, I can do that.
Yeah, everyone said that to me.
The armchair critics, innit?
Well, the thing is, like we said in the last podcast, me and Tom did, in regards to the challenge, what really fucked me over, I think, is at one point I looked at your plate and thought, that's in my stomach.
My pathetic plate.
What damage am I doing? You know, that is fucking. And then in a place, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Even though you're like, well, you're in now, you must just fucking finish it.
Yeah. Last night I was watching food challenges, and did you see there was one guy? I'm not going to name him because he's got like 8 million views anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But 25 Big Macs in a row.
What?
See that?
Matt Stoney.
Is it Matt Stone? The American guy?
Something stone.
I don't know.
The
He's
guy,
Chinese
I think.
guy.
Yeah, I
American
think it
Chinese
might have
guy.
been the guy we were talking about.
He's
And,
really good.
He's phenomenal. He doesn't look like he can put it away, but he is a tank.
guy. You've seen him.
Yeah,
Big,
yeah,
big
yeah.
American guy.
He has a cap, and he.
Yeah,
Oh,
and he
this
puts
is annoying
back,
thing.
yeah.
And he
It's-
does this, and he goes.
It's a ritual that he does. Yeah.
Tom's got his crap
That's it,
Las
Tom.
Vegas hat on.
No, but it's like this ritual that he does.
Wait, I've just realised everyone's got a cap on except for me here.
That's the weather for it.
Yeah.
But the thing is he's so tall, he's so big.
Yeah.
You think he's sitting at the
Got
table
hollow
start.
legs, haven't he?
No, he's actually kneeling
Hollow
down.
leg.
No, he's actually kneeling.
Yeah,
at the
he
front of
does,
the
he
table.
does, yeah.
And that helps with the food to go down.
Oh, does
see?
he?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's where I went wrong.
Yeah, that's why. No, you stood up. Remember when you?
Oh,
stood
I was
up,
doing
you
everything.
paced
I mean,
around, and then you
sweating.
You finished it. You finished the rest of that burger.
I just found it ridiculous.
Mate,
know?
you're only really one behind me.
No, I know,
Or
but
one and a bit.
Oh, he wasn't. How many? Oh, yeah, I guess.
Well,
yeah,
I-
actually,
I-
yeah.
you had 7. I had 6.
I had 7 complete, and I had most of the 8.
I think though. I think the problem with me was I was so hungry. As soon as I ate,
Yeah.
do you know you go past the hunger stage, and
That's
you
great. That's why you gotta eat fast.
yeah.
Your
It's
body
true.
can't recognise you're full.
Yeah.
So the quicker you eat,
Yeah.
the more you're able to put away. That's why you just gotta. That's
Yeah.
why you see these guys plough through burgers that are fucking ridiculously big.
Yeah.
Seen the hot dog eating contest?
Yeah,
when they
They
literally
do it in water.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's sick though. That
because the bread. Yeah, but again, it's not about
Just
flavours.
all
It's just
disintegrates,
getting that
doesn't it?
mush
Yeah.
and goes down easier.
you know. And
It's
this
the
woman,
bread
she had
that
like
does you.
like some of them like they in some competitions they allow them to bring whatever drink they want. There's got to be like within parameters.
Usually they have
now.
like soda.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
soda.
Just- she was
Or
dipping in like
Coke.
orange. and
Because
just-
we are
oh.
looking,
Break it down, don't
we
it?
are looking to maybe introduce food challenges quite regularly.
We'll
aren't we?
see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
see how we
talk
can
about
Don't
it.
get me wrong. We're all big food fans, and I'm a fat bastard, but and we're nowhere near professionals.
No,
But that's what's good
but
about it. I think
James,
we're not
with an attitude
professionals.
like that, you never will be, James.
It's just a good laugh, and anyway.
But we are willing to take on some challenges, for humour's sake.
For fun.
Yeah, just for fun. But
I
no,
don't know
was,
why I'm bigging this up because
You're
You were
fucking
shit.
shit.
Yeah. Tom can shut up.
I'm under
shit.
no illusions where I
We'll
am.
have to customise Tom's. It'll be like half a pack of custard.
Or
creams.
did you know? Like, did you see the what was it the other day? A Happy Meal challenge. Did you see that? The same guy.
Said, yeah, about was it a minute?
No, a Happy Meal. This was. It was less than a
Alright.
minute. Less
What?
than a minute.
So a
He-
Happy Meal,
He
yeah.
downed a Happy Meal. I think it was like 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, that's pretty quick.
What
Happy
they do
Meal.
is they get the fries and they
Roll into a
fucking
ball,
squish
yeah.
them all
Do
up
they?
and go, like that. That's
Yeah.
gone. Down the drink.
Yeah.
with the
To be
burger.
fair, though, the drink is only like 6 ounces.
Yeah, they're
so you just
tiny, yeah.
down, it's like a shot.
Boys, yes, I ordered McDonald's again for
Oh, Did you? Fucking
yeah
hell,
for me and the
Jane.
kids. I had a quarter pound a meal.
How many burgers did you have this time?
I had a quarter pound a meal. I had this chicken bacon thing off the saver menu. Then I had a double cheeseburger.
Yeah.
But that's standard.
Yeah, that's
I
respectable.
always get. If
Well,
I get a
funny
Big
enough,
Mac.
me and Claire
I
were on
haven't had
about
them since. by the
me
way.
and Claire were on about getting a takeaway tonight because
Did
it was
you
Kay's
bastards?
birthday. No, it was Kay's birthday yesterday,
Yeah.
which is Claire's mum. So we were going to have food with her, but then we didn't for whatever reason. We were going to do today, but I just remember my niece is here and someone needs to look after for half hour, so we're going to go
Alright.
out for food, so we couldn't. So we're going to order something in. Any ideas,
Get
guys?
an Uber McDonald's.
Oh,
Nah, I'm not a fan
yeah.
of McDonald's. Why don't you go for what is it now? Got the place down
Got
in
beef.
Oh no, the grazing shed
the
deliveries.
Grazing
Deliveries.
Shed just
Yeah,
deliveries
yeah.
now. Yeah, just one open just in Lakeside in the
Fuck
Heath.
off.
Yeah,
The grazing shed's pim. It's lovely. Have you ever been
massive
there?
rack of
No.
ribs.
It's
or,
really nice.
Talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, grazing shed. Yeah, so
Big shout out to Grazing Shed. Look us
Yeah.
up.
We'll do
Yeah.
some free food challenges.
yeah, we would love.
We got
to-
loads of listeners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Do you know
that'd be great.
This is completely different now, and Nick's just texted me to remind me.
Yeah.
It's a different story.
Yeah.
Kylie Jenner.
No, I did
Oh,
hear this.
right,
Go on.
yeah.
So-
Right, break it down. Like, I know we've mentioned the Kardashians before, but they're total cunts and they're everywhere. They're always doing something fucking
I'm a
retarded.
bit worried because we
Go.
do keep speaking.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kylie Jenner, apparently she's worth.
So she is the youngest or
I don't
one
know.
of the youngest.
She's a Kardashian.
Yeah,
or
she's
Jenner or whatever.
she's
one
I
of
think
them.
she is one of the youngest. Isn't she?
Anyway, right. She is worth £900 million. What? But wait, that's not as far as it goes.
I think it's important to break down how.
Yeah.
No.
Carry
Wait a
on.
minute. We'll
Carry on.
carry on, and then
Yeah.
we'll get into that. But like she is on course now to be the world's youngest billionaire, apparently. So people, her fans, are actually
Nah, that can't
donating.
be
No,
right.
they're donating money, so to make her a billionaire. So this girl that's got £900 million. People are trying to donate, get money together to make her $100 million, so she'll be a billionaire. That is
So she
Fuck.
has a what? Crowdfunding?
Yeah, I think
campaign?
it is crowdfunding,
She
yeah.
didn't open it. You've got to say she didn't open it. It was her fans.
Has she advocated this? Has she?
I don't think she's commented on it.
She
yet.
hasn't said anything about it.
So this is literally
Her
just
fans
from
have
her
done
fans,
this. So it's a GoFundMe page, and we must raise one. And this is what it says on there. The person who made the account wrote, Kylie Jenner was on the cover of Forbes magazine today, having a net worth of $900 million, which is heartbreaking. I don't want to live in a world where Kylie Jenner doesn't have $1 billion.
No one said that.
That's what it says. We must
So
raise
who's
$100
this?
million to help
Who's
her.
saying this?
The person that set up the GoFundMe
who
page.
is
Doesn't
and
say.
fucking.
But it says we must raise $100 million to help her get into the to $1 billion. Please spread the word. This is extremely important.
So say that
the
again.
fuck?
He doesn't want to live in a world where Kylie Jenner isn't
Not
a billionaire.
See, how mental are you?
I
Where
want to be a
actually-
billionaire.
Where that actually plays on your conscience. You can't believe somebody you probably don't even know is not a
Yeah.
billionaire. Why does that even matter?
And do you know with these scumbags, James, they wouldn't even say thank you.
I'm
They
sure
wouldn't.
would.
What if you
I'd say thank you if someone wants to give me 100 billion quid.
100 million?
100 billion is even better.
That's meant people are crazy. And the thing is, right?
I don't know. I hope that's not.
I hope it's not
hope it's
true.
not
I
true.
hope that's just something that's thrown up. I hope
But
that's not
I
true.
mean, like that's.
But it would it surprise you if it was true?
Oh, I have no doubt in my mind that's true.
yeah.
What?
I have no doubt in my because
Where-
there are so many people out there whose their brains don't work,
Yeah.
and
It's just outrageous.
they are
isn't
like they are like Kardashian minions.
Yeah.
They are just. They have no lives themselves, no real thoughts themselves, and they just live for the fucking Kardashians.
How weird is that though? Given we
I'm
want to
just-
help
I'm just
a
trying to-
millionaire become a billionaire.
I'm just trying
That's
to read
mad, isn't it?
how on earth she's managed to get a
Yeah.
fortune.
Well, what this is it, and me and my wife were talking about it before we came out, and what's the American? It's like Loose Women. It's the American version one. I don't know, with Whoopi Goldberg in. And anyway, they had a debate there on has she and when Whoopi Goldberg apparently was saying she's worked hard to make the money.
Who has? Kylie Jenner.
Kylie,
Yeah, but when your
Kylie
family
Jenner.
are multimillionaires anyway.
And this is what I said to my wife.
It's not hard to be a millionaire
Yeah.
when you're already a millionaire.
Yeah, oh no,
it's
not.
like we've talked about before, right? Money, yeah, we all know money doesn't make people happy, but it gives you that time. And it's kind of like filmmaking, like me and James always talk about, right? If our parents were rich or we had money to do it, we could fund projects, and it wouldn't matter if they're successful or not because
Yeah.
money isn't the object. So you're gonna be successful by default because you can keep going and going until you are successful, aren't you?
What I've said, she is clearly taking her opportunities, hasn't she?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But
yeah.
it's not as though this girl's come from a counsellor stage. She's worked
Yeah.
6 jobs. She's worked 18 hours a
Do
day.
you know what? I really think Kylie Jenner might be the next president.
She would win if she went to become
That's the
president.
mental thing.
She
though,
would win it.
people,
What you need, votes.
Yeah.
What you need, people.
It's a popularity
You
contest.
access people who don't think. You get enough of them, non-thinking.
But it's the same in
idiots.
anywhere though,
You
isn't
can
it?
manipulate them to fucking game to any time. It's so dangerous.
But imagine
100
that
million
though,
quid, man.
people donating money to someone that's almost a billionaire. How
I would
messed
love
up
to
is
see an
that?
interview with this person and ask the question.
But apparently,
why is it that important? for the
apparently
person?
millions
What?
of people are doing it though. They
No.
give
Is
us
she
money.
not happy
I
being
wonder
a
if we could
millionaire?
track that person down. And try and
I
chat
don't
to
think
her.
I want to speak to him.
I would. Wouldn't you want to speak to that
do you know-
person?
yeah, but it'd be a very short conversation.
Yeah.
Is this true? Right. Yeah, you're an idiot.
But like but we were there's a really good program on Eamon Holmes and his wife, and they go around like how the other half live, and they were talking, and we were watching it actually when this came up.
They visit Chavs today.
Well, no, no. What it was though, these were
Skips for breakfast.
but these were self-made billionaires.
Yeah, people
So
like
this
that.
guy
you
had
don't
come
mind.
from Pakistan, and he gone
Right,
to
my
Ukraine.
cousin, right? My cousin comes from a working class kind of family.
Yeah.
Went to uni, studied chemistry, lived in a flat down Canton. Wanted to open a
Started selling
chemist.
crystal meth.
They
Breaking
got
Bad.
a loan, set up their first chemist. They eventually had 6 chemists.
Wow.
They're now millionaires, and they retired at the
Yeah,
age of
good
40,
on 'em.
right?
Good
on
and
him.
Yeah.
we gotta say, lovely woman.
Lovely,
And
lovely
the
people.
husband's lovely.
We've used their house for filming. Down to earth,
Really
made
nice
their
people.
millions from hard work,
Yeah.
good planning. That is it,
Yeah.
right? These fucktards have
Literally just been born.
they're spoilt brats.
Yeah.
And the reason why they're successful in their field is because in order to be successful in that social media platform is you have to be full of yourself.
Yeah.
And they're spoilt millionaires who are full of
Yeah.
themselves and they think they deserve to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
They want nothing but to be in the limelight.
Yeah.
And these sad loners love people like that.
I think though what they feel though is if they do this, they're somehow a part of their life.
Yeah, that's what it is. They
And
yeah,
if
kind
it's
of
that pathetic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
And
I should really appreciate
if
you.
I
Give them
yeah,
100 million
they might
quid.
the they might spit in my direction one day.
Unless there's some clever twist here.
Yeah, and it's
This
Kylie
person
Jenner.
is using Kylie Jenner to make fortunes.
Yeah. Oh, I hope that he rips them all off.
That could be.
Possibly.
Well,
He
that
could
could be.
just swipe all the
could
money.
be something in there. I get 10%. 10% of $1 billion or whatever.
Or
100 million.
he could get it all. Just say he could just be some
I give it to her.
ridiculously clever con man.
His name could be Carl Jenner. He could get a sex change and become a Carl Jenner. You never know.
I think it's amazing. One thing is also that caught my eye. This is a bit separate, talking about like people that are really, really rich. Ronaldo left. Did you see that £17,000 tip to a
Good on
hotel?
him, though.
People
Freaking
that he
good on
worked.
him. Yeah.
That's
But
awesome.
guys
innit?
like that,
who came from nothing.
who came from nothing,
Literally.
Yeah, good on him.
dishing out the cash like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that is as being a pretentious twat. Or,
No, I
or-
think he
he's
probably
just,
didn't. Yeah.
he's like, I'm very wealthy. Here's a lot of fucking money.
That
And
would be
I
the
bet
equivalent
he
of-
didn't want anyone to know about that. I
Yeah,
bet
oh,
you
yeah.
Absolutely, that's just come out.
And the thing is with Ronaldo, like, to be fair, it's all relative, isn't it? He's on however much 100,000 a week, so
Oh,
that's
he
going
earns
to be
more
like
than
us
that.
leave. No, but I'm just saying that would be that's relative to us leaving 50 quid or something, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're done.
I wouldn't do fucking 50 quid tip.
No,
What's-
no,
wait,
but I'm
what's the
just
most
saying.
tip
No,
you've
I'm just
ever left?
saying.
Go on, just sounds
Oh yeah,
honest.
actually 50 quid's quite a lot, isn't it?
What's
Or a
the
tenner
biggest tip you've ever left?
Oh, for like food and that, not a lot.
Just anything.
Fiver.
Just what
I
was
think
the
in
biggest-
America you have to, don't you? You have to freaking tip, and that was probably the most I
Yeah,
got.
but a lot of places I went to in New York, they do it for you.
Yeah,
Oh,
also
they
they
don't
include
put
it on the
there
tip.
today.
My dad, I got a funny
It's
story.
like
My
a surplus charge. Or
No, I'll tell you. The biggest tip that we ever had to leave was when we were on
had to or did.
Had to. Well,
no,
it was the culture when we got married.
yeah, I was going to say that.
When,
yeah.
when we got married, they put a service charge on there, and I can't remember what the
hang on, where'd you get married to?
St. Manus Hotel.
So why is there a tip involved?
You have to give a service tip, a service charge on
Yeah.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, but shouldn't you decide that?
Yeah, surely that's just based on the day and what
I'm
happened.
not sure what
Well, I
happened.
mean, I'd be
with it, but it
curious.
was
Hang on a minute.
loads.
What's the charge of this? What's the that? And
I
then
think
I
it
will
was like-
decide how much I tip if
I
I do
can't-
in tip.
I can't remember what it was. It was like, I think a good few £100, I think.
Yeah, but that's fucked up.
I
Do they have
know.
to do that?
Not just that. I can't remember what happened at the end, if we paid it or not.
No, you didn't. I remember you saying you didn't pay it.
Did I know?
Good
No,
on
I
you,
can't remember.
Chris.
But it was like not
Good on
just,
you.
not just
Sister.
that. Like like for our wedding, it was a lot of money. We were giving them loads. It wasn't.
Chris, how much you pay?
No, it wasn't as though.
No, I can imagine it's shit.
No, Chris.
No,
This is real talk. How much?
I'm not telling you.
Oh,
He
he's
wants to
getting
know-
coy.
He wants to know how much I'm paying for
Coy
mine.
around the coins.
I never asked you.
He there with his bean counter.
I know exactly how much it cost. But it was
We're
like
talking thousands, yeah?
thousands and thousands and thousands.
Tens of thousands.
Yeah. But
Tens being
no, right. But anyway, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money, and then just to say you have to give a service charge. We're taking the piss.
yeah. I don't like. I think in this country we got it right with tipping because when you go to other countries you have to give a tip,
Yeah.
specifically America. But here you give a tip based on the service, and I think that's
yeah, but
good.
it's like you decide
Yeah.
whether or
If
not you
it's
want to
worth
tip.
a tip.
I've been to places. It doesn't matter where it is.
Yeah,
it could be
yeah.
anywhere. And if
Yeah.
I feel like the waitress
Yeah.
or waiter's done
A really
a
good
good
job.
service
Yeah.
and they've been nice and very
Yeah.
quick with everything and whatever else, I'll chuck an extra quid.
Well, I
couple of
remember
quid
we-
down. But I want to see that go in their hand.
We
Yeah,
went
yeah,
to a
that's the
restaurant
thing.
before, remember? And it wasn't a busy restaurant and things. And like literally the waiters and waitresses, they were like teenagers messing around, like
yeah.
fighting and throwing things at each other and stuff like that. And we were sat there waiting for our
Bet they were
food for
all
like
fucking.
45 minutes.
But they're all fucking.
Yeah, we were
Wait
sat
till after.
we were sat there thinking, what the hell's going on? And then like I can't remember someone left a tip and I was like, no, I'm sorry, I'm taking that. I'm not leaving you a tip.
Yeah, no.
Jeez, what is the most, right? We had this. I'll tell you the story first. So we were in a restaurant, and my mum, between us, we only had 20 pence, actually in cash.
Yeah.
I remember
And my
that.
mum wanted to leave 20 pence. I was like, Bev, you cannot
can't
leave
leave
20.
that, can
you
you?
can't leave
That
20
could
pence.
almost be misconstrued as an insult.
No, that's what I mean.
It's better off to leave. If you were
Not
Nothing.
leave nothing.
if you're a waiter and someone left you 20p or they left you nothing, what would you be happy with?
Oh yeah, nothing.
I'd be happy with nothing.
So I said, Mum,
An IOU there.
I said, Mum, you can't give a 20p. Well, that's all I've got. I was like, yeah, but they don't know that.
Yeah.
They don't know you only got 20 pence between us.
we were having a really funny chat a few months ago. I can't remember who it was with. They might have been us guys here. And we were saying, what is the smallest amount of money you would pick up off the floor?
I've picked up all sorts.
No, if you were walking down the street now and you dropped
So busy street, yeah?
Well,
Because
just
you
one-
have to make... When there's nobody there, you can pick up anything. It doesn't matter. So the pressure's on,
Alright
innit?
then,
You
alright.
have to make it worth it. Because if you bend down, pick it
James,
up,
how much do
somebody
you bend the
sees
knee
you.
for? That's
Yeah.
what I need to know.
I'll do it for £1.
if you dropped a penny, would you pick it up?
Depends where.
Or just walking? Would you spend
Depends where
any?
and if I needed it.
Yeah.
Just generally though.
Okay, let's say I was still driving and I was on my way to the county, but yeah, I would because it was coming handy with getting petrol, right?
Yeah.
I would. Now, if I was just walking...
5p,
Yeah.
10p,
Yeah, yeah.
20p.
Well, Chris, if he's gonna pick a
I
5p,
can't remember
you
who was saying they wouldn't pick up anything more than £2.
I know a guy who
I
used
was
to
like,
throw
what?
away any change
You leave a
he had.
pound on the floor.
He used to.
like,
I know a guy who used to throw away change unless it was gold, like
That's
pounds.
ridiculous.
I said I can't.
Yeah.
It
Don't get me
wasn't.
wrong, I don't scour the Queen Street for fucking pennies and then fight a homeless
But
guy
if
for it.
you
You know,
dropped like a
I have a
If
certain
you dropped
limit.
a penny on the floor now, would you scramble around for a few seconds?
If it
to
was
look
my
for it?
penny, I probably would. Just because I dropped it. I wouldn't... If it was just a penny in the dirt, I'd be like, oh, whatever. If it was a pound in the dirt, yeah. 'cause
Yeah, I would.
that's
I'd
a bottle
Well,
of
I've
Coke,
been
you know.
I've been stung by this before, right? Because I was doing something. That was it. It was on a night out in university, right? And took some money out on the way home. We went to get some food.
Yeah.
And the food was like, I don't know. I dropped 5p on the floor, right? And I was like, oh, fuck it, I'm not going to pick that up. Anyway, so obviously... No, well, I was just like, I couldn't see it. And I was like, oh, well, then when I saw it, it was like a bit of an effort. And I was drunk. I was like, oh, bugger it. But then, when I went to the fish and chip shop, I was 5p short. And I could not get the food. So I had to go and it was...
And you think to yourself, I could have picked up that.
Yeah, well, the cash point was miles away. And people they'd be like, no, we're not going to lend you 5p. I was like, you fuck, just lend me 5p.
The funniest thing I ever saw was do you know going through town and then there's this old car park everyone used to park on the beginning of town. What was it?
The NCP.
NCP.
That's
still there,
Right where
that's
the
still
bus
there.
stops used to be.
Dumfries
yeah,
Place.
no one parks there anymore.
Yeah.
do they?
Dumfries Place, yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
And
worked
anyway,
it
me
then.
and my mum were coming back from shopping, and there was this guy who was begging next to the where you go
Where
and
they
pay.
give you fucking
Yeah.
change.
And anyway, he went to my mum. Oh, have you got any spare change? Like, oh, I'm really sorry, I haven't. And then she went to pay, and she was like 5p short. So she went to the guy, really sorry, but can I borrow 5p off you? My mum borrowed money off a beggar to pay for
Did
a
she?
Yeah, and he gave it to her as well.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, bless him.
He's probably
No,
got
I-
no change, hasn't he?
I remember going
My
there.
mum took some money out and gave it to him then, but like,
No, because what they do is they're quite clever. Is when you buy those machines, obviously they give change, right? So you go up there, got any spare change? I remember going there. It's like, oh, sorry, mate, I haven't. I chucked the tenner in.
And they hear
no.
the...
Ding, 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 and I'm like,
have
look
you got
at
any
going,
change? Yeah.
just don't look at me.
There was this
So I haven't any change.
There was this beggar who used to sit. Do you know by Sainsbury's on the corner of town?
Yeah.
He used to sit right by the cash machine and used to beg there.
Yeah, yeah,
And I used to think, what a silly place to beg, because you'd be like, well, I've got no change.
The worst experience was in New York. We went to this cream. I forgot the guy's name. The pastry chef on TV.
Oh, Kylie.
Yeah,
The
we
cake
went-
boss.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
way.
We
Was
went
it good?
there. Yeah.
Was he really nice?
Yeah, I had those. What they
Oh,
call
Cannelloni.
cinnamon. The,
Cannelloni.
Cannelloni,
With cream
yeah,
in,
with the
cinnamon,
cream in.
yeah.
'Cause I always, I'm here. I want to get
Oh,
one. Anyway,
man, I
so we sat
wanted to
there.
go there.
I got a proper coffee and one of
Oh.
those, and then literally 3 homeless people walk in, and they just start scouting everybody. This one was
Yeah.
pregnant. She come up to me and
Oh,
Mark,
man.
like, oh, I'm pregnant, and this and all that. And I was like, sorry. Mark's like, fucking going nuts because he doesn't know what to say. And I'm like, sorry, no. You gotta be forceful. You gotta
Yeah.
sorry, no. And then this fat like Mexican guy come around. He was asking everybody. In the end, this tall guy from the counter was like, right, you're gonna have to get out, blah 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 blah. But there's so like over here, you wouldn't have that over here.
No.
But like they literally come into where you're
Yeah.
eating. And stand over your shoulder and start asking you for money, and
Did
you're
they
like
kick
got
him out,
cream on
though?
your face, like I haven't
Yeah.
got anything.
Didn't they
As you're
kick him out?
stuffing, like,
Yeah,
the
I just
fifth
put your money
cannelloni.
back in your fucking pocket.
I'm surprised they let him in.
Well, I don't think they were allowed in, but that's how blasé they are.
Yeah.
But the
Yeah.
thing is, if you walk in, you know you're going to get kicked out. But if you get like a couple of dollars
yeah.
on the way, you don't care.
Remember in Cuba?
Yeah.
When we in Cuba, we
Not
come out of that
specifically.
market, and that
Oh,
kid,
that guy
there was
fucking-
these beggars, and basically what they did, there was this kid. He must be about 12, but he was aggressive with it,
Yeah, he was tapping your pockets now.
and he was
wasn't
he was going, "Oh, give me money," and like the woman, there was a woman there with him, and there was an older man, and we said no, and they stopped, and this little kid then was like, "Give me your money, I need your money, I'm poor," and he was trying to put his hands in your pocket. Go, you got money, give it to me, and not just that, we went on the bus, so we
What a
were just going
fucking
from the
smack a
market.
lot of
I
shit.
felt
Yeah,
like it,
yeah,
but
it was really annoying.
and then he was coming on the bus then and go, "Give me your money, I'm poor, you've got lots of money, give me your money." This put one, he really aggressive.
Yeah,
with
they
it.
was. I don't don't mind. Like I always give money to homeless people, and obviously with my job, I see it a lot, and I do help where I can.
But you could see
But-
like he was
But
laughing.
they
don't like the
do
aggression.
say they
Yeah.
do say not to give homeless people money.
Yes.
It does
yes.
feed addictions. I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah.
I remember when
Well,
it
of
was
course,
myself and a friend of mine. We went out one night, right? And we got to town. It's raining. It's pissing down.
Oh, you told me a story. It was
Yeah,
go on,
we,
it's
we
funny.
get we get some cigarettes and all that. We're having a good time, right? Gonna have a few drinks and all that. We meet this one guy. He stops us. I give him a few cigarettes. When we pull, I give him some change. When we pull, gives him some change. He's telling us he's absolutely fine. We then walk further down. 20 minutes later, we go out around the back of this one club. We're gonna go in. This other guy comes on. Oh man, I'm so hungry. I haven't eaten in days, man. All this kind of stuff. So my mate Paul gives him his fucking coats. I give him the last of my cigarettes. We give him like the last of our change. And we're breaking into like proper beer money now, so I need to be careful. Like, he's happy. He's Larry. He goes off. We go into the club. We're having a few drinks. We come out. I did have a couple of cigarettes left. Fucking, we're standing outside. It's pissing down rain. This guy comes up. Boys, man, you haven't got some page. I said, look. He's giving his coat. I got no fucking any money left. It's my last cigarette.
You're walking home.
I haven't got dick to give you. I said, otherwise we're gonna walk home naked and skint.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. You could give, and
Yeah,
give,
yeah, you
and
can.
give, and give. And
But
they'll
the
just
thing
keep
is,
taking.
James, you know to the last person, the other stuff you did to the previous person meant fuck all.
Yeah.
I remember I was given to one particular charity, and like I was a student at the time. I think I was given like a tenner a month or something like that. Yeah. And what pissed me off was every single year, they kept send me an email. We really appreciate your donation, but can you give more? We need to do this. We need to do that. And actually, it was coming. I started off, and I was paying for about 4 or 5 years. Actually, it was only a 10. I started off, but then it went from 10. And then within a few years it was 15. Within a few more years it was in the end I think I was paying about 30 quid a month. And I was thinking, wait a minute. And then you see how much these CEOs.
They're on massive money.
Huge money. You start thinking, wait a minute, I would rather go into town and give somebody the money. Regardless of what they're going to do. If it goes. Yeah.
Well, that was the thing with Oxfam, wasn't it? Last year, I think it was, when they were talking about these CEOs going to like Haiti, and having sex with prostitutes in these fucking expensive villas, wearing their Oxfam t-shirts. You got Haitian prostitutes in Oxfam t-shirts getting fucking drilled by CEOs.
That's disgusting.
And not just that. And I always think with these big organisations, I know they need infrastructure. I know they need people to sort out visas for people.
Yeah, but do they need to be in central London?
Hiring on millions.
Oh yeah, of course.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. And that was my problem with it when they talk about this and you think these people are flying all over the world and they're earning 85 grand a year and stuff like that, and you think, well, actually, how many people could that feed? £80,000 a year.
Oh yeah.
How many people that could put someone in a house for a year or whatever, couldn't it?
It's ridiculous, man.
Massive
Especially when you talk about Oxfam. These are people with like need, they got no money, they really have to bones their ass, and you're retiring on millions.
Yeah, exactly.
Doesn't add up.
And that's it. I'd rather give my money to somebody else.
Exactly.
Anyway, you talked about people with nothing. Did you see that guy in the Amazon rainforest we talked about earlier?
Yeah, you mentioned it briefly, didn't you?
So he's this guy, and basically he was found. These people he was the last one in his tribe. The rest of his tribe, I think he was 93 or 95.
Just by himself.
On his own for 22 years. Oh, I don't know.
How did they all die?
They got killed by some people, ambushed them in the Amazon.
God, that's awful.
And what they've done, that they've left his village there. He's the only one left in his village, and he is a caveman essentially. He's got no technology at all, very primitive, just being left on his own. But they're observing him from afar. And there's a picture.
So, like, if he's ill, would they step in and help him?
No.
Oh man.
So they're observing him, just his thing. So he's the only person left in his whole tribe, And I think that's awesome. We were talking about aliens and stuff in another podcast. And
so he's aware there's civilizations out there.
Well, yeah, because they bloody killed all the rest.
No, I mean, but more advanced. Is he aware of?
Well, so what was happening was there were thousands and thousands of tribes in the Amazon, and as people were coming in to cut down the trees and stuff, they were coming into contact with them. And what these people were doing, obviously they didn't know what was going on, so they were fighting back. These tribes, and then these people just come in with machine guns and stuff and just take them all out. Man. So they all got killed, and he's the last one left.
That's terrible, isn't it?
You see him just
any images, any kind of video?
Yeah, there's a video of him.
Imagine being the last one though. That must be like,
Yeah, he might need a fucking friend. Like they're all just watching a poor
Wow.
bastard.
Do you
At
think?
the end of the day, what's the point? He's not going to act like a normal tribe guy.
No.
He's going to be some depressed fuck on him by himself. He's going
But
to go
then
mad,
again,
cabin
would he
fever.
though?
He is, but then would you trust people?
Yeah, if
Would
they
you
killed all
trust
your people.
if you saw the
That's
last
really
time
sad,
you
isn't
saw
it?
people?
You gotta try and load up.
They
It's a
just
funny
machine
one
gun them
because,
all,
like,
you know?
do you get involved?
It's crazy, isn't it, to think that these, and we were talking about that earlier on in these civilizations that are still,
They're quite close to the guy.
well, they've just got like really, really high resolution, high zoom sort of cameras,
They've
you
probably
know.
got some massive lens on there.
It's incredible to see, isn't it? It's like something out of like 1,000 years ago, you know.
So he must have been there since a kid then.
Yeah, he's lived in the jungle all his
You
life.
know he's in his 50s.
He must be, yeah.
Maybe they've just guessed, have they?
But that's incredible, though, isn't
He
it?
eats monkeys and birds.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, he's still alive, isn't he? So he's doing something right.
Give her that axe.
Fair play. But that's it, though. You know, it's absolutely incredible, and you know, I just wonder.
Yeah, I dunno.
I wonder how he'd bloody kick Bear Grylls' ass, wouldn't he?
Yeah, but like, it's amazing. Like, there was this Japanese guy. Did you see that story about the Japanese guy
Crazy, isn't
who
it?
went to
Interesting.
live on an island on his own?
Get it on the group for us,
Yeah, we'll
Chris.
put that on the group.
There was a Japanese guy who was very similar who wanted to live on his own. Did you see in the Japanese authorities he basically lived on this remote island on his own, and he lived there for years and years, and he was never ill. He was really healthy. He just lived off the land, and he respected the land. And I think there was a little documentary on him, and the Japanese government forced him to go off the island in the end. But it was really sad because, like, he just said, "I want to come back here. I want to live here. Like, I don't want to live anywhere else." And he was happy. He wasn't bothering no one. He was uninhabited.
Yeah.
And you just think, like,
That's the dream in it, though. I think.
I just
living in
wonder how
small
long I would
communities.
last in the jungle.
I'd
oh, well, you'd have to,
fucking-
wouldn't you?
If I could honestly, if I could live in a very small community or by myself,
Have you seen that? What's that film
Days.
when The Village?
Oh, with Shay.
Really good, and
Shyamalan,
it appears
yeah.
that they're like back in like the I don't know, sort of like 1800s,
Yeah, that's right.
doesn't it?
It's all a big hoax, isn't it?
But it's just
that
just
film
like
was good until
Spoilers.
yeah.
that was good until we found out what it was, and
The
then I was like,
walls,
oh, it's a
wasn't
bit
it? You
fucking
don't give a
shit.
shit.
Yeah,
Because let's face it,
They were just in a
you're
community.
going to see fucking planes.
yeah,
You-
yeah. You are.
Helicopters,
And if you can remember rightly, when they escaped, they ran for like 10 minutes and they were by a main road.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
telling me they had a fucking truck going by. Burp, burp, you know, it's...
or police helicopter or
Yeah,
something.
exactly, yeah.
With dog
Or
a
some
motorbike.
some punk rockers get
Or-
lost and come
yeah,
near your
exactly.
fucking village.
Or what's more likely to happen? People will find out about it and freaking send balloons over and all that.
It was
Like they
no,
do
it
in North
wasn't-
Korea, don't they?
If I remember correctly, wasn't it like some sort of project or something?
Yeah, because the guy was a billionaire and he made it, didn't he?
Yeah,
Bought this
yeah,
massive
yeah.
bit of land. But no,
I
that was
reckon
disappointing.
I reckon in the wild, I would last about half an hour.
Yeah, you see
reckon
these.
I
Oh
would
yeah,
stub
no,
my-
no,
stub my
that's
toe
right,
and just go
right.
off,
When I say I want to live by myself alone, I don't mean in a mud hut. I mean in a swanky apartment.
yeah,
With air
With
conditioning
nobody
sky.
around me.
So all the
Yeah.
mod cons.
Yeah, but just nobody there.
Yeah, it would be
fine.
like imagine living on a
What's
desert
that- what's
island.
that,
with all
um,
If
the
I want
equipment.
contact, I'll just order some food in.
Yeah,
have you seen
Uber
that
Eats.
film, Blue Lagoon?
No.
Really
Is
good
that with
film.
Paul Walker? The guy who
No,
died.
that's Deep Blue Sea in there.
No, it's not. I'm sure that.
Is
Go on
it?
anyway, we're talking about different
and
films.
it was these teenagers, and they were on a trip, and anyway, they get washed ashore. Everyone drowns or something.
It's like Lord of the Flies, isn't it?
Yeah, so they just wash up on this island, and then they just live there then, and they get married and have a kid. Well, they don't get married.
Well,
no
it's just
no
two
one
of
to
them,
marry
is
them.
it?
Yeah, 2 young kids, and then they like have a baby and stuff like that. It's really weird, but they remade it.
All right, yeah.
They remade it a while ago. It wasn't as good. It was do you know that girl? What was her name? A really good-looking model. She was off something Christmas off James Bond. Aldrin,
Halle Berry.
not Halle Berry.
Oh, I know the
Weird
word.
Christmas. Something Christmas. That was her name, the character. You know what I mean, don't I?
Yeah,
Don't you?
yeah,
yeah.
But she's got a daughter. Looks exactly like her.
Was it like a Roger Moore Bond?
No, it was a more modern
it's
one. Pierce Brosnan.
Pierce
wasn't it?
Brosnan in there. What's her name now? Really good-looking girl.
I think Dr. Good.
But anyway,
No.
her daughter's
Hang on.
in this new film, and she looks it's weird. Looks exactly like her. But they wash up, and anyway, they have a baby, but I don't think they do in the new one.
So it's like a drama then, is it?
There's a film.
So I've never seen
They
it.
want-
Yeah,
Honestly-
yeah, but
I've never seen it, right? But I want to watch it, and it's been around now for a while. Is Castaway?
Oh, you've
You've
never
never
seen Castaway?
No.
James,
I
that's your
know.
homework
I
now.
know.
Castaway's
Castaway's brilliant.
awesome.
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Phenomenal.
I
It's
love
freaky.
him.
I hate it though.
Don't tell me so much.
No, I won't tell you what happens. You know he's on an island, don't you?
What, Chris?
Yeah. Oh no, what?
That's a good film. Actually, I've got
That's
to
a
say
brilliant
Castaway.
film.
Yeah, I wanna watch
But I wonder though, what would happen if you actually were on that island? Because do you know,
Depends on the island. I mean, if it's full of fruit and wonderful scenery and palm trees.
do you ever watch The Island though, the Bear Grylls one?
No.
And they just all go on there.
I
They
don't.
pretty much starve for
to
like
be
30
honest,
days, and
I'm
then
like,
just go to the hotel.
I don't really care because it's like it's never gonna happen.
I don't know.
Were you impressing, Bear?
Oh, what's
Were you
in
You
there?
go on holiday, don't you?
I
You
got
might
Iceland. I got loads of apps on my iPad. That's all I need.
Uber delivery.
If I wash up on an island, I got my iPad. I'm
You'll be
fucking
fine.
sorted.
Yeah.
Netflix. Get a Tesco's shop delivery.
Guys, I'm still
What about
working on
Cha-
what her
about-
name was.
What about charging your phone up though? Your iPad?
Oh, it's solar.
Is it?
Oh, Denise
No.
Richards.
Denise Richards.
Denise Richards.
Show
Yeah.
a picture, Tom.
Oh yeah.
Her daughter looks exactly the same as her.
Yeah.
And she's on this
Good
thing.
genes.
Very good
genetics.
genes, yeah.
Um,
I reckon I would last about 25 minutes though. I'd probably get like stand on a stone or something, start crying.
Can you imagine somebody bringing you like a cheeseburger? Like,
it would taste like the best cheeseburger. in
do
the
you reckon it
world,
would, or do you reckon it tastes like shit? I mean, imagine you're
Oh, no, if
cooking
you were
like
starving.
wild boar and eating fresh mango and coconut.
Yeah,
I
but
don't-
I,
it wouldn't taste like we
and,
eat
and,
it.
and then somebody brings you a double cheeseburger from McDonald's.
I think it
See-
tastes. If you were starving, it
I
would
reckon
taste
I
like
could
the
eat
best
10
food you
double
ever.
cheeseburgers after like
Batter it.
10 years.
Nah, I still don't.
But
think
that's
I
the thing though. What makes me laugh on the island, and I think the difference with the island is, like, every now and again they just pop in and everyone's really hungry now. They just give them like bottles of water and give them loads of food and then just piss off. It's so stupid, and I think that's the difference with it. They know that if they need help, the help's there.
Yeah.
If you're on an island and it was just you and
Yeah.
a group of people, and you know Bear Grylls ain't on the other end of a phone,
Yeah.
you're gonna have to sort shit out yourself.
Well,
You're not gonna,
apparently-
like,
Yeah, because it's not true.
Yeah,
it's
not.
it's not a real scenario, is
No,
it?
it's
You know,
not.
there's cameras and all that. You know, there's help. You know, there's a first aid box probably.
Yeah.
In the fucking,
And that's the thing, though, isn't it? And that's why they're all really lazy in that. And it's
Mm.
because they know if they start getting hungry and stuff,
Yeah.
there's doctors on the island, there's paramedics there, there's
There's a program right called Naked and Afraid, and it's kind of like that, just extreme. So
Fucking hell.
basically,
Naked
people,
and Afraid,
yeah,
what's that
people
about, like?
literally,
are naked and they are afraid.
yeah, it's pretty much as it says on the tin.
It's like
So-
something you experience when you go to fucking some dodgy island or all of it.
Uh-huh. So what happens is basically these people are put in these primitive, in these very extreme survival. Sorry, don't mind me. I'm just cleaning up.
Let's see.
Um,
What you do to that tissue?
yeah, I know. I just ripped it up. I
What's
don't
all
know
that
why.
about?
Gummed it.
Because I had some tissue where I was sweating earlier.
Oh my god.
Anyway, right. So it's basically a survival show, but they're naked, literally naked with no. When I
So
say
they've gotta
naked,
survive
James,
with nothing,
everything apart from micro around their neck. That's how naked they are, and they've got to
Okay.
survive for like, is it how long? 10 days and nights, is it?
3 hours.
21 days.
Or
isn't it?
21 days.
So what? You stalked by some perv or what?
No, there's
but-
two of you, a man and a woman. They basically just got to survive together. So
When
you
you're both naked.
both
They
naked.
go naked, so they've
So-
got nothing at all.
Hey.
Imagine that.
Hello?
You're both there. I know. You're both naked. You both look. Oh, how's it going?
Yeah, but it's always just really ugly in there.
Kept it laughing.
Yeah, covered in gnat bites all over your asshole.
Nice.
Nice.
Right, Chris's Conspiracy Corner. Shall we do it?
Welcome to Chris's Conspiracy Corner.
Well, I think this week we tried this before and it all went wrong. Bigfoot.
I like Bigfoot.
Right. Now, the Bigfoot one is a tricky one because there seems to be evidence, but not all of it very conclusive.
Yeah.
And this is it. This is it.
Because
Yeah.
didn't we say last time, Chris, to come up with the most convincing story of Bigfoot? Is that
Well-
the case? Have we got this story?
Well,
Is this
it's-
going to convince us?
It's again what Emlyn said though, isn't it? You know, Emlyn, that's going to be on the show that's just come on then.
Well, maybe. Depends if we bank the show and we haven't
Yeah.
used it yet. So.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of the evidence is anecdotal, isn't it? It's pictures and it's things, and it's so difficult now, isn't it? To
See, witness reports.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I know it's a form of evidence, but
Yeah, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because
You know, I mean, let's face it, like, there's a lot of people I know, even if they told me something which wasn't out of the ordinary, I still wouldn't fucking believe it.
yes, we
So-
are.
I think that, and I think again, there are similarities though between aliens and Bigfoot.
Yeah, it's all bullshit.
Though in the sense that it's all anecdotal. There's hardly any evidence for all. The evidence for it is always vague at the very least.
So do you
isn't
have
it?
a story in mind? Do you have a particular piece of evidence in mind?
Well, I really sadly, there's this guy called Old Rusty, and I downloaded his. I actually bought his audiobooks, and it's 100 Bigfoot stories.
So I've seen Bigfoot.
It was like that.
Have you
All
read
rusty
all
here.
100?
They're audiobooks. I listened to all of them. Yeah,
Ah, right.
and a lot of them are really, really
Vague,
no,
innit,
a lot of them are quite similar actually. It seems to be people that are on the fringes of sort of like the wilderness in America, and Canada. And actually, did you know Canada tried to pass a law to have Bigfoot as a protected species? Do you know that?
That's
And California,
How can they possibly
and
do-
California
It's like
did.
Save the Unicorns.
Well, and California did.
We
But
should
no, there's
be
lots.
saving the
There's like
unicorns,
anthropologists and things like Dr. Meldrum, who's always
mind
on,
me.
who actually is a he believes there is a primitive a primate race, a bipedal primate race that's
Right.
undiscovered. Did you know panda bears apparently weren't officially recognised until like the 30s? Did you know that?
Oh, that video's dying. How about that one? How long do you reckon we got?
But that I don't know. But it's
Come on,
incredible.
Chris, let's do it fast.
It's incredible, and people always see the Patterson and Gimli film. You know what that is, don't
Yeah,
you? With
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And there are lots and lots of videos for it. I do think a lot of them are bullshit. Absolutely,
Hmm.
I really do. Do I believe that there's a Bigfoot out there? I really want to believe it.
So, anything in particular that stands out? Anything now which we can show on the Facebook group, perhaps, of evidence? Anything you've seen?
What was that film called?
Oh,
That's quite
Harry and
good.
Henderson's.
no, there was one recently, and it
Alf.
was I've written it all down here.
No, there was one. It was actually quite good, James. It was quite. It could have been just very well done.
It's not the one we watched before, though, is it?
It was a
With that weird
documentary.
face in the bush.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was shit.
What did you think about
It
that?
was crap. That could be anything. It's so,
Yeah. That's it. Could,
It's so fuzzy.
yeah.
I thought it looked more convincing than the Patterson and Gimli one.
Oh yeah.
actually.
But that was
Because it was
worse.
clearer, wasn't it? Better cameras. But yeah, it could
Oh,
have.
discovering Bigfoot with Todd Steen.
I quite liked it because it was, most of these things, right? You see something for about freaking 3/4 of a mile away, and some freaking, which could be a bear, it could be just a freaking fat
Yeah.
guy in a suit.
There's so many cool masks out there now.
Yeah, oh
Right.
yeah,
That's what I
There's
think.
so
now,
many
though.
cool masks.
And
out
so
there.
many
And
talented
if you hide
people.
behind a fucking
Yeah.
bush
Yeah.
with one of these masks on and
Yeah.
your eyes are rolling around in your fucking head, right? You could convince any fucking
Yeah.
moron.
There's a TV program. What was it called? Fact or Fiction.
I used to like that. Yeah,
Fact
yeah.
or Fiction, and basically what they were doing, they were like
They
they were experts, I suppose. They
Yeah.
were like in photography, in filmmaking, in makeup and stuff like that.
so they can recognise.
And that's what they did. They took a piece of evidence like a Bigfoot thing or the Mothman
Yeah.
and
We sort of think
or
of
the
remake
lizard
it,
man,
basically.
and basically they tried to fake it. And a lot of the times with a little tiny bit of
Yeah,
a
not-
little
yeah.
tiny bit of effort, they could make something which, by glancing at something 50 yards away, is quite convincing. So say
Oh, yeah.
you're in the woods now, and a huge thing goes. I think the thing with Bigfoot is it a bit of mass hysteria? Is it like a folklore? One of the most compelling bits of evidence I've ever heard.
We've lost one camera over.
All right, guys, our video's going down, but we will continue.
One of the most compelling bits of evidence was it's the Bigfoot Research Organisation. They've got a
Yeah.
website. And what
Wait,
you
there,
can-
is that Finding Biggie?
yeah,
Those
some of
guys.
the
Oh,
people.
Biggie Smalls.
Yeah,
There's a program called
They found
Finding
him.
Bigfoot, James, and they literally go round looking for Bigfoot.
Did you ever find him?
But
No.
this story really, for me, is compelling. And this guy, so they've sort of like put out a list of Bigfoot stories, and there's a big list of them, thousands of them now actually, and they go back for all over time. And this was sort of between the border of America and Canada, and there was a guy, and it was in 1860 or something like that. Okay, his job was he was a prospector. He would go out into the wilderness on his own, and he would find gold reserves. So he would find gold deposits, and he would then go and sell the information to mining companies. And you get loads. He was a millionaire by our standards today, so he was living in the wilderness. He went into the woods, and he was doing this for 30 years. Okay, one day he went in there, and he came back. And he went into the local sort of police station, and he was telling them of a story that he was being tracked by these animals he didn't know. This guy had spent all his life in the wilderness. They were attacking him. They were human-like. They were stalking him and things like that. He refused to go back into the woods ever again, and he ended up dying a pauper. Things like that.
Why would he die being poor though?
Because he wouldn't go back. That was how he made his money.
Yeah, but if he was a millionaire,
he was a millionaire then, but he lost all his money because he stopped going into the woods. He wouldn't go back into the woods and stuff. Okay. He died really humble, and he always stuck to his story. This wasn't at a time where you go on the internet and have a look on YouTube. This was stuff like that. There's lots of stories where policemen have reported seeing it, ex-soldiers, military people.
But what about people, like, there's some interesting videos where of the last moments that somebody was seen and then they go missing. And then you see these people, they kind of like, you can see them like losing the plot or talking to themselves and they just go. So...
It's like that film, The Grizzly Man, isn't it? Do you ever see that, The Grizzly Man?
No.
It was a guy
but it could be some type of psychological snap in the brain of like...
Yeah, it could have been a mental health breakdown.
But when you look at it, though...
But we are obsessed with these similar stories.
We are. And like in Australia, they've got the Yowie, which is a Bigfoot. They've got...
in Russia, they got one.
The Yeti's in Russia.
Yeah,
they've got Bigfoot, and Bigfoot actually came from the Patterson film. That's what it's called. They've got
one in Newcastle.
There was apparently as well. I read
when
when there was one in Caerphilly. I was trying to find information on that and try and get people.
Dave.
But I don't know. I mean, again though, there's lots of people. Aborigines, people in Europe, people in North Africa.
What was the something in Gatai?
The Orandek. That's sort of Mexico way. And things like that. They all claim
abominable snowman.
In China and stuff like that.
Like I've listened to people talk about this, and apparently, like many years ago, there was supposed to have been something similar to that actually existed. You got is it the bongo? No,
it was the
what's the name of that bipedal monkey in the Amazon? 6 foot tall. No, it's God. Anyway, but these things exist. They're huge.
Yeah. And there's a thing actually called the Olympic Project at the moment, and it's a team that have putting together. They want to actually find a Bigfoot. A live Bigfoot.
Yeah, wait. They want to find it and kill it.
No, they don't. These don't. These absolutely
don't.
Those
people who want to find.
How long after we find Bigfoot do you think they start doing Bigfoot stakes?
Not long. That was the a Watcher project or something like that. So they went in for 5. It was 5 years. They did a study, and there was there was a presence in the in this place for 5 years. It was quite sad, actually. What they said is the only evidence that would be accepted is a body of Bigfoot, which is true.
Oh, yeah, but it's the same with UFOs, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't accept evidence of a UFO coming down and talking to fucking aliens.
But this is what they wanted to do. So they went out there, these scientists, with guns to try and get a Bigfoot, and actually they claimed it, and I've showed you this before, haven't I? So like pictures where they've claimed to have shot Bigfoot, and there's all blood all over the of stone. Yeah. They claim that they were being stalked by 5 Bigfoots, one grey one, and stuff like that.
Well, if they had guns, why didn't they just freaking shoot him?
They did shoot him. But then they chased him, and they never found the body. They found blood and stuff like that.
It's always the fucking same.
The difficulty is, though,
it doesn't exist.
My thing about it is now, it's a huge industry. You've got actual people.
They make millions.
Do you know
UFO? No offense to the UFO guys, but how much money do they make?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, it's a massive industry. You look like Roswell. The whole
the whole city. Roswell before was just a tiny place. Now there's like and even
people go all around the world and
do you know Bobo from Finding Bigfoot?
Yeah,
he's set up he's bought land now. He's been financed by this company to buy land in the middle of the woods, and he'll take people out now on expeditions.
Gullible pricks to look at fucking wigs on fucking sticks. You know
but this is the thing.
Chris would go though.
Yeah. I was speaking to him about going actually back a few years ago. I don't know. I'd love it to be true.
It's like all these things.
It's so difficult now when you're seeing so many pictures and videos where we could fake it now.
I tell you what, if Chris is up for it this week, maybe Chris can kind of put up some evidence.
I will. I'll put some on YouTube,
Bigfoot
on
activity.
Facebook.
I think with any of these things, right, guys, I think everyone people really do want it to be true.
I want it to
Like
be
there's a part
I'd
of us
love it to be
all
true.
I'd love aliens to be true. I'd love ghosts to be true. I'd love the paranormal. And there's a massive part of everyone, I think, that really does want it to be true.
Yeah.
I think that's part of the frustration, isn't it?
I'd love it to be true. I think it's odd that, you've got all these different people from all over the world claiming to see the same thing. There's stories on rocks in the middle of Australia. There's some in Europe, Russia. The Yeti in Russia, sort of like Siberian stuff. It's got thousands and thousands of stories about it and that. But this is the thing, though. What I think one thing people forget is how absolutely massive some of the parts are of America.
Right, well, this is why
they were saying this.
But this is why it still exists, isn't it? Because it's
Yeah,
such
yeah.
vast land.
Well, they were saying
It's possible, and as long as there's a possibility,
Yeah,
people
people
will
cling
still
on
keep
to it,
believing.
There's this one story, and I'll say briefly. There was this guy, and he's got a really rich guy from New York. He's got a cabin on this lake. He said there's like 1 million square miles around his lake. No one there. Absolutely no one there.
That's where James wants to go.
What they do, he's got like this cabin on the lake, and he takes like people there for like fishing trips or whatever, And he said when they're not there, 6 months of the year, no one goes there. It's too cold to go there. So they put these bear traps down, and what they found is all blood all over this place. And like when they were there was objects being thrown at them. As I say, 1 million square acres. He has to get a sea aeroplane to get there. It's like a 5-hour flight in the middle of nowhere. They were having like objects thrown at them, howls, whooping noises. They saw objects that these people had seen bears all their lives. Objects that they would never seen, which is odd. They went with thermal cameras to try and capture these things. They claim to have seen a Bigfoot and things like that. And you think, why would this millionaire businessman make this up? Will he be ridiculed? He knows
because
what
he's a
bear is.
millionaire businessman, because he wants loads of people to come to his ranch.
Well, no one goes to his ranch. It's just a private ranch, which he doesn't rent out to anyone.
So, is there any evidence?
Well, he claims he took samples. So, have you seen these things where they have bear mats?
Samples always comes back bollocks, though.
Well, what it was, have you seen the bear mats, what they put down? So they're massive slabs of wood with nails on, and they stick them in front of the door to stop bears going in there, stand on them, and they'll run away.
I didn't know that, did I?
Well, in the middle of nowhere, in the middle, to stop bears ransacking the house, because they will, like when there's no one there. And what they had, it was all matter and dry blood and hairs and stuff, which they sent off, and apparently it came back as an unknown species. But again,
Right.
it's all.
Who's that been proven by?
They send it off to these places.
You'd
I don't know.
have all types of people there.
I not just that though. When they say it's come back as an unknown species, it could have been handled by somebody.
Yeah. It could be
a million things could have gone.
contamination
Yeah,
issue.
contaminated. So hunters might have gone to the cabin. You don't know. It could have been someone's dog mixed with.
Yeah.
And that's the
Bullshit.
thing. It's all anecdotal. It's all a bit weird.
Could
a
be
bit
bullshit.
wishy-washy. I don't
It
know.
is.
I'm gonna sit on the fence on this one. I love Bigfoot.
Yeah,
I need something more people.
Yeah.
I'll find some videos this week then, okay? That'll be my homework. And I'll try and put them on my best ones, okay?
Yeah.
Right, okay then.
All right. That's us done for today.
Right.
Thanks
So
for tuning
James, you won't
in.
be in next week. You're on holiday.
I'm giving away, but the boys shall be here with hopefully a guest, which
Yeah,
a
really
particular
exciting.
section of you might enjoy and quite like, and it's relative to the new season. There's a clue. But until then, goodbye. Get us on latchappodcast@yahoo.com, YouTube, SoundCloud, Twitter, Instagram. Like and subscribe. Share the love, and we'll see you soon.